Hi there, this is Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Thanks for joining me. Welcome. Today we are doing a pick a card reading all about what you might be missing or what you're not seeing. So just before we start with the piles, I just want to let you know that if you would like to win a private reading with me, if you follow my channel on Facebook, each week I give away a half-hour reading. If you would like a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. And I think that's everything that and please like and share as well as subscribe to this channel if you're not so already. Okay, let's jump into this reading. What you're not seeing, what Spirit wants to call out for you at the moment. So pile number 1 is the Page of Wands with the beautiful red jasper Merkaba. Pile number 2 is the Three of Cups. And you can see I'm using the giant golden tarot today. And pile number 2, you also have a crystal, which is lapis lazuli, and that is also a Merkaba. They all are, before I need to repeat myself again and again. And pile number 3, you have the Justice card, if you're being drawn to that one, and the Amethyst Merkaba. And lastly, we have the Knight of Cups, if you're being drawn to pile number 4, and the Tiger's Eye Merkaba. So when you know which pile or piles are drawing you, you can jump ahead to your reading. The links will be in the description box below, and I'll see you there. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose the Page of Wands, or pile number 1, or the red jasper, then this is your reading all about what you might be missing. So the Page of Wands, and then we have some more information to go on straight away, so I'll put those out. Okay, so the Page of Wands is talking to me about excitement. It is giving me the picture that there is something, you know, on your horizon that feels like it's about to begin. We also do have the red jasper, and red jasper, while it's very earthy, it's also quite a passionate stone, you know, like very much base chakra. So it feels to me like we might be starting something new. Oops. Sorry, cards flying out. Let's have a look what else we've got here. And perhaps there is a decision. So now we've got the Two of Swords, as well as the King of Wands. We also have the Balance and the Butterfly. So perhaps there is something that does, and I feel like I want to say want to start, which to me feels like perhaps you're not ready for it to start. Perhaps you're not comfortable yet. You know, perhaps you're ready to, you're sort of staying still when to me the cards want you to explore and move forward. And I feel like that's what the Page of Wands wants to do too, is move forward. However, I feel like there is a reluctance, and perhaps that is because you're in this butterfly stage. You know, in the butterfly stage, we are, well, depending on where we are in the butterfly stage, we may not be ready to move on. We may be, you know, only just drying our wings out. We might only be flexing our ability to fly. We could still be looking at the shadow of ourselves thinking, I wonder if this is me. Have I changed this much that I feel like I can do this? You know, like there's this higher ability coming in here for you. There's this change in something within you, but I'm not sure if you believe it yet, or if you're ready to sort of wear the mantle, so to speak. And that's why we're looking at the page here. However, we do have the King of Wands down here. So there is part of you that is ready to move on. There is this part of you that is really secure and feeling it, you know. But right next to it is the Two of Swords. So that's telling me that there is still yet something to cross within you to get you to feeling balanced in this new thing that you're about to start, or this thing that wants to start in your life. Now, I'm really quite holding on at the base chakra too, and I did talk about the base chakra. So if you're not feeling safe and you're not feeling comfortable, then it will be really difficult to move on and to move into whatever this thing is. The balance card talks about, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Now, you saw that I tripped over those words. So I feel like your self-doubt and your belief in who you are is really holding you back. So the thing that you're not seeing is that you think it's the world, perhaps, or somebody else or something else. And to me, what I feel like I'm looking at here is you not trusting yourself, you not believing yourself, not realizing that the world actually could be the place, this safe place that you could get what you want. And that feels like what I'm looking at here. I feel like the 5 of Wands and the 7 reversed of Swords feel like perhaps, you've had things taken from you, or that you felt they were taken from you. Perhaps there's been arguments, or you haven't been able to find a clear path, which feels, again, this is the 2 of Wands here. Like, perhaps you've had things that have been crossing you. Perhaps you've had either other people getting in your way, or you've felt things in your way. Because sometimes we don't imagine them, and I don't mean to say that at all, but we put things in our way sometimes because of past events, and we're framing the future from the events of our past. And when we're not ready for something, it signifies that we're using our lens from history to see if we can, how to move forward. And because that lens from history is littered and coloured with the experiences of our past, it means that it often can stop us moving forward. Now, I'm just going to get another card here. Well, I'm hoping for one anyway. Okay. So that magic prayer card in the reverse, I feel like it's talking to me about your mind. And then the next card underneath the deck, when I just shuffled, I'm just going to move some things here, is the magic stream. Now, we have the King of Wands here. The King of Wands really knows what he wants to do, and he's very passionate. He's very good at making decisions and then acting on them. However, this is what I feel like we're coming to this decision, or we're coming to this new thing for you, and you're not seeing yourself as this King of Wands. You're not seeing yourself trusting. And the reason why I'm talking about that is because the magic prayer is upside down. The magic prayer is about us, trusting, and, this spiritual support that's here under the head. The head's thrown back, and it's like, I am in that ecstatic state of a dream where the dream comes true. And I don't need to think about it. I'm just being guided. Like there's a lot of ethereal energy around this, but this is in the reverse, because this is you not trusting, because what happens if you fall? Okay, so there's that quite famous quote, which I can't remember where it comes from, but it is, but what if I fall? And the statement then goes, but what if you fly? So perhaps you are someone who's forgotten that you can fly. And what I mean by that is that you're not always bound by the things that you imagine. You're not always stuck in the storyline of how the story has been in the past, because we've gone through this transformation, or are going through it, to bring in balance into your life. The magic stream is here because there is something else on offer for you. There could be a guide around you too. The reason why I'm talking about a guide is because this is a symbol for me of a guide. So there could be a possibility or a potential for a new guide to show up for you. This could be a meditation practice. This could be somebody who walks and talks on this earth. But there's something bubbling up for you, but also coming down. So there's, there's information from the 3D world, I suppose I could say, all this, the realm of Gaia, as well as this stream of information coming down from above. So there's more information coming in for you that you may not be seeing. So that's telling me that there is either a spirit guide around you or someone around you who is supporting you through this, who is ready to sit with you on the journey. And that may not be taking part in it, but that may be more of a helping hand or a supportive role or something like that. There's more information, there's more support here than you're acknowledging. And I know that you feel hard done by having to do a lot of this on your own. This is the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles is all about self-sufficiency. The Nine of Pentacles is about doing it on your own. Now, you may feel that that is not how you want to do it. You may feel that that you want more support, that you want more friends, that I feel like you want a cast of people with you. Now, it doesn't mean that there won't be other people showing up for you, but whatever you're doing at the moment, it's your learning, it's your thing to do. Whatever choice you're making, whatever decision, whatever new thing that you're doing, it's yours to do on your own, because there's a lot for you to gain from it. And you see how there are 9 pentacles or 9 coins. They're talking to you about you creating your own wealth, you creating your own support system that you can rely on. See how the bird is... the eyes are covered, the hawk's eyes are covered, so it can't see into the future. So this may be how you're feeling. You may be feeling that, I can't see into the future for this. I want to be able to, I want to know what's going to happen, and I can't. But this card symbolizes a really great passage for you. And it comes at the end of all of this stuff. So the things that you're not seeing is the fact that you don't believe you're ready when there's other people around you or in spirit or whatever, your team, that know you're ready. This is a really great base chakra crystal. It's really good for stamina and strength and things like that. So you may want to get yourself a piece of red jasper. You may not be feeling as grounded as you really want to at this time, because we are looking at the red legs and I'm being drawn to the red tent and then this. So you may need to spend some time grounding yourself so that you can bring through whatever this thing is for yourself. It's about bringing in that balance, allowing that spirit energy to come. Like this card, I talked about this card having the Gaia energy and the spirit energy. So the grounded energy as well as the energy from spirit, from guides and from people on this plane. So we're dealing with all of those things, even though you feel like you're on your own. But when you come into the King of Wands feeling, the king doesn't need people there to support them. The king knows what he's doing and he knows where he's going. So there's an element here of you leveling up from the page to the king, and I love that for you, not pile number 1. But there's some big things to bring into balance first. I hope this has helped you with what you're going through at the moment. If it has, please give it a big thumbs up. Please like or subscribe to this channel, and like I said, if you'd like to win a private reading with me, don't forget to follow Creative Empowerment on Australia on Facebook. There's a link in the description below. I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 2 if you chose the lapis lazuli and the 3 of cups, and this is your reading today. And I'm really being drawn to the blue in this 3 of cups. So you can hear my throat. I've just had COVID and I'm recovering, but the blue, so the throat chakra may be important for you. There's also this sort of regal or royal kind of energy that I'm getting here too. But let's bring in your other cards, and we have another blue star, so that's pretty significant there. And then what have we got? Third eye vision, soul fragments. I'll bring them down a little bit. And honesty. Okay, so we've got some very sort of interesting things coming in here. So what we're talking about is something that you're not seeing. So this blue idea, there's a lot here, blue, and it's very broken up energy. If you can see here in these cards, there's a lot of breaking up or broken up energy. We're highlighted around the throat, particularly at the side, as well as, you know, around the head. So there could be a change happening for you around your, you know, your upper chakras, I want to say, because I don't know if everyone will have the throat going on. However, my throat is going on. But like I said, I'm recovering. We do have the star here, and the star can be seen as a portal. It's in the reverse. We've got the yellow, so there's some self-esteem stuff going on here for you as well as the blue from the throat chakra. So these feel very important for you, and I feel really heavy, like my hand is feeling really heavy, like I'm carrying a burden, I'm carrying a weight. And my right arm is considerably, like pins and needles, all sorts of things happening there. So I don't know if, now, not everybody in this group is going to be feeling this same thing, but for some people in this group, it feels like I've had a bit of a nudge on my shoulder, a tap on the shoulder from spirit, and you know, I'm being given an awareness of either spirit or my own divinity, or, you know, there's maybe an upgrade. There's a few things like that I want to say. I'm also feeling quite sick too. So I feel like you might be somebody who's being asked to let go of some habits that have suited you quite well until now, pile number 2. But I feel like you're leveling up in a spiritual way. I feel like you're, you know, third eye vision, soul fragments. I feel like, you know, you could be going through quite a dark night of the soul, perhaps, pile number 2, and you're, you know, perhaps it could be your psychic senses, whatever. They feel like you're undergoing quite a bit of rebalancing, definitely with the Temperance card. And there's a lot of change happening, particularly around the back of my third eye and around the back of my neck. So this is a you know, a pretty interesting place spiritually and psychically in the body. So my next suggestion for you is to make sure that you are, you know, practicing protection, that your boundaries and your energetic boundaries are strong. And then we have Four of Swords reversed and the King of Wands reversed. Okay, so some different things happening for you, pile number 2. Like I said, I feel like you're being asked to let go of, here we go, let go of some things that aren't suiting you anymore. So I feel like there's quite a lot of resistance with this pile, in the sense you're not resistant about everything, and I will come back to this card. I know I haven't spoken about it yet. But I feel like you're slightly resistant to letting some stuff go. Maybe this could be, you know, something you've been doing for a long time, and for you, it's actually something that you enjoy doing. It doesn't seem like it is, you know, the wrong kind of thing for you on the surface, but there is a change happening, this vibrational change, this, you know, dark night of the soul, breaking up of energy. There's quite a shift happening for you, and the Four of Swords reversed here is telling you that you actually have to take some time out. You've got to look after yourself. The King of Wands in reverse, I feel, is that stubbornness of not wanting to do that, of not seeing the point, not seeing why you're being asked to take time out. Perhaps you know, normally a really strong person with this sort of Leo fire energy here. Perhaps you're someone who's, you know, used to being able to just pick yourself back up and move on. And this is making me feel of, you know, COVID and the fact that it's hitting my body more harshly than I thought. Thought I'd be, you know, get over it quite quickly. But this here is, you know, very much that idea of surrendering to the need to rest. And this feels like you're not doing, which is why I said you're quite resistant. However, you're very happy, or a lot of you are happy with this third eye vision, the soul fragments. It feels also like manifesting something you've been working on, and I just want to keep doing this because, you know, there is a lot of energy moving through you at the moment, which is why you have to rethink some things you have been doing. And this could be that you've been doing things with groups of people, or you know, in going out enjoying yourself, or maybe burning the candle, you know, at both ends. And this is where the honesty comes in. You can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And this, to me, I feel quite challenged by that. I feel challenged in the sense that I think for you, pile number 2, that the self will often lie to you because it wants to get what it wants done. And so, you know, this idea of, yes, I can go out and have fun and whatever, and I won't suffer from it, even though I'm not feeling the best and I probably need to stay home. The Temperance card is talking to you about a time of healing. So this thing is something that you're not seeing, and perhaps something that you're overlooking because you're thinking that it's smaller in significance, and that, you know, you can just get over it and move on. But the weight of what you're going through spiritually is pretty huge, and you are leaving a lot behind. You're walking away from a lot of things, and I feel like this is the thing, that there's resistance here around letting this go. The star here is to guide you, you know what I mean? Like, you are being guided at the moment. You've got very spiritual energies of the star, plus the lapis Merkaba, but you're not being guided. You're not allowing yourself to really jump in. It's like I'm looking at 2 versions of you. One is this the 3D version, and the other one is the version of you that already knows what's happening, the version of you that is already on this path and knows that it's simply a rebalancing in your life. So whatever you're letting go of, the 10 of Wands and the 6 of Swords, whatever you're letting go of and leaving behind, you're letting go of baggage. So you may be feeling quite a lot of intense emotions. You know, that's what we're looking at here, absolutely. And it may feel like a lot of hard work. This could even be around your work for a lot of you. Perhaps you're looking at a new way of doing your work. And I did say that you're burning the candle at both ends. So perhaps, you know, perhaps there's too much work here. Perhaps you need to reevaluate. You know, look at what you're doing. We've got the wheel reversed. So, you know, just making sure you can see that. So for me, the wheel reverse feels like I'm turning everything upside down in my life and your life. I feel like you're a very hard worker. I feel like you've been working, you know, towards something, or you've had this thing in your mind that you've been growing. And it could be, you know, a childhood dream that we're working on here. Or it could be that you're working this and this card here is just popping out of the screen when I'm looking at it. But this stuff that you're working on here, and I'm just doing this again, that it's like you're letting a lot of stuff go up to spirit, up to the universe, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like you're letting go of a lot of childhood wounds here. And that's what this stuff is here. So perhaps you've been working on something and you don't want to let it go because you've been working really hard on it and for it, and now you're at a point where, you know, you're kind of comfortable with it, and it may not be that this is the thing that pushes you over the edge, but maybe it's just too much. Maybe you're looking at, with this thing involved in whatever you're doing, whether this is your social circle or whether this is your work or, you know, stuff with your family, that it's not this thing in particular, and it may be something that you may pick up again later on, but you're not allowing Spirit to guide you. You're not allowing this star to be the guiding star because you're seeing it as a failure. You're seeing it as something that, you know, that you're not doing. And I'm using inverted air quotes. I don't really like doing that. Because this is hitting back to something from childhood, because this is, you know, perhaps someone said to you, oh, you're not capable of doing all of those things, or, you know, whatever it was that someone has said. This isn't a failure. This isn't you not being able to do something. This is you looking at everything that you're holding in your hands going, well, why do I need to keep all of it? You know, if I have to juggle and if I have to work so hard for all of it, why can't I review that? Why can't I let some of this go? Why can't I turn what I've been doing up on its head and, you know, really explore the things that I want to keep and go away with a lighter load? And that's what I feel like you're missing, that you're being asked to reevaluate, you're being asked to look at whatever this thing is for you, and you're being asked to leave some stuff behind. And I can feel the resistance, and I feel like, you know, I feel like I'm talking to myself as well here. So I really understand this pile number 2. So I hope this has helped you with what you're looking at. Because we've got the wheel here, we've got the 10, we've got 10s, we've got rebalancing. You know, you're moving into a lighter phase. It's not about having yourself go through all of this and then want to keep it all, okay? So when I'm saying that, it sounds crazy, and I hope that you understand that, you know, that by keeping it all, you're weighing yourself down. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this pile number 2. Thanks for being here. Please give it a big thumbs up if you're here to the end. Make sure you're following me on Facebook so that you go into the draw to win a weekly half-hour reading with me. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 3. If you chose the Justice card and the Amethyst, then this is your reading today, all about what you might be missing, what you're not seeing, that kind of information. So we have the Justice card for you. So there feels like perhaps you're not seeing that there's something coming into balance for you in your life, and perhaps it's, you know, the rebalancing is affecting you negatively, and perhaps you're seeing it as you sort of being punished, you know, like there's quite a lot of orangey yellows and reds here. So perhaps you're, well, that's interesting too, because I'm really being drawn to the yellow in the back. And normally I feel like the yellow has to do with the solar plexus, which makes a lot of sense. But with next to the Courage card, I actually feel like this is you questioning your own courage, your own, you know, that idea of yellow, that's there's a lot of fear happening for you, pile number 3. So perhaps there's something in your life where, you know, you're butting up against your version of where the world ends, you know, the edge of the world, the edge of something that you don't feel like you can pass, that really, there we go, and I've got the Devil reverse. That's very interesting. And that you know, this idea of sacred divinity, there are two paths ahead. I absolutely love that, because the balance card, it's telling me that instead of this one-dimensional story that you're telling yourself, there's actually more here for you to learn, because at the moment you're being confronted by the fear. And the fear is the thing showing up for you. The fear is the thing stopping you. The fear is the thing that is holding you back from whatever it is that you're perhaps making a decision about or trying to bring into balance in your life. So actually, I want to move that Page of Swords over here. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we've got the Devil sitting right underneath the Justice card. So to me, this could be talking about an addiction for you. This could be talking about something that you don't feel like you can let go of. So this could be a pattern, a habit, a behavior, a person, anything really, but something that you feel like you need, you know, something that feels maybe like it controls you, consumes you, you know, all of those sort of things. And I have already talked about this idea of the fear. So the Devil brings up that fear. The Devil talks to us about our baser instincts. So I feel like you're being, you know, like in a sense you may feel like you're being played with, in the sense that the universe is, you know, torturing you a bit, or that there's some sort of cruelty happening to you. And I feel like you're coming up against this courage to learn something extremely big about yourself and about who you are and how you can move forward. This sacred divinity here, the two paths, I find that really interesting, and I definitely want to know more. This could be that we've got two paths. The Lobster can also be about, you know, home or work or something like that, but it's definitely about your defenses, as well as your home, your you know, your outer shell. So the Lobster is talking about your outer shell. It's talking about your protection mode, and I feel like we're definitely looking at that here. Now, amethyst can be a crystal that is used for fears, things like that. It can be very much about, you know, anxiety and things like that. So, you know, it might be a crystal that you want to hang on to at the moment. So the Lobster, we'll come back to the Lobster. So we're talking about this idea of you protecting yourself, looking after yourself, and being ready to get the world. And then above the Lobster, we have the Feather, which is all about spirit. So one is all about being in fight mode, being in protection mode. And then this one here is about, you know, that lightness of being, that idea that there are spiritual beings, that you have, you know, angels or a guide or a higher self or whatever you want to call it, that's here to look after you. And, you know, the amethyst, again, very spiritual crystal. And we have the purple as well. So we've got these two streams running here, and one is fear and one is love, because that's what we're looking at. Fear is the absence of love, which is the Devil, and spirit is the opposite of that. It is love incarnate, or, you know, not incarnate. But I feel like internally there's a lot of fighting going on here. We have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is quite psychic, intuitive, creative, but he's in the reverse here. So perhaps you're not looking at this spiritual side. Perhaps you're too in this fight or flight mode. So it could be anxiety that it's showing up for. It could be depression. The Four of Cups over here. Like, it's very much that sort of, I'm not impressed by my life and it's very boring. However, I do feel like there's quite a change happening for you. Maybe that's the thing you're not seeing, because it's confronting your fears and it's making you feel like you're going back to childhood. You know, it's hard work. This is hard work for me, doing whatever this thing is that's coming up for me, because it's challenging my beliefs. It's making me feel like I'm going backwards rather than progressing. And that's the devil. That's the trap of the devil, is to make you feel like you don't have any skills, don't have the right stuff to move beyond this. The Page of Swords here, he's ready to cut through things. He is quite a young sort of energy too, though. So perhaps you're facing your fears, and you feel like you're what do you call it? Like you're fake it till you make it. Perhaps you're feeling that, and you're not trusting this divinity or this aspect of yourself. Which the lobster and the feather, again, we've got the Knight of Cups. This is your psychic energy. This is your intuition. This is the creative aspect of your life that when we let it in, it often shows us things that we weren't expecting. Whereas you sort of feel more comfortable and confident in this mental capacity with the Page of Swords. However, he doesn't feel that confident. There is this bravado and this ability to want to portray that I can do it. However, there's a lot of cloudiness behind him, and so he's probably portraying this ability to be clear-headed and think through things, even though the thoughts may not be that clear. So to bring this into balance, to bring this, whatever this thing is that's coming up for you, because this is quite different from the other readings we've had in these piles. There was more of a clarity of what it was that was coming up. Not like pinpoint, but this one's more of bringing something into balance. But I can feel that the fear is the thing that's like overpowering this situation for you, making you feel like more of a child, making you think to yourself, when am I ever going to be over this? When am I going to be through this, right? And then the next cards coming for you are talking about that. We have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You are working through this. I know that you are feeling that you have to be super strong, and that whatever this thing is that's coming at you or that's replaying itself, because so for some of you may have kicked an addiction and you may be, fighting with something else, or for some of you may have succeeded in something and now something else is coming along, and it's like you have to prove yourself all over again. So we've got this sort of Leo energy coming in here. So I feel like there's a lot of inner strength that has to be drawn on right now. And the inner strength is going to be the thing that leads you to the cups. And the cups are all about fulfillment, are all about being emotionally secure, feeling like you are this strong, feeling like the world is your oyster, feeling like you've got the things going on in your life that you really want, like the 9 and the 10 of Cups, family and health and happiness, as well as the career and things that I want and that fulfills me. There's a lot moving and changing in your life at the moment. And when you're going through that, I'm not seeing the transformation here, but I know that you're rebalancing. So whatever that is in your life, it's an uncomfortable phase to be moving through. You've got to not block things like the Knight of Cups. Don't block your intuition. Don't think you're going backwards and that you can only draw on your intellect, because there's some things here that you're not seeing and you're meant to. The devil aspect of this reading is huge for you. It's drawing up the fear. It's dialing up the fear. It's taking you to the edge of what you're comfortable with. It's making you feel like a child. But there are two paths ahead here. One is that fear-based one, and the other one is following your intuition, following spirit, and allowing that sort of cup energy, which is overflowing and endless, to support you, to let you go on the river, to help you float past this feeling of things aren't ever going to be right in my life because of this stuff. We all feel like that when we're in that energy, But when we start moving out of it, when we're starting to feel more supportive, it's easier to have better quality of thought, better quality of feelings. But we need to remember that we don't want to shut everything out with the lobster. We want to trust and know that we're supported, and know that, you know, we're being moved, but it doesn't always feel comfortable. And the things and the signs that show up from the past, they're not always so that we go backwards. They're there to help us see how far we've moved forwards, and to know that we're coming up against something that is challenging for us. I hope this has helped you, pile number 3. Like I said, you may want to get an amethyst, very helpful for allaying fears and, you know, lots and lots of other things. So, yeah, if you've been here till the end, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and please follow me on Facebook for your chance to win a private reading. Thanks. See you soon. Bye for now. Hi there, pile number 4. If you chose the Knight of Cups and the Tiger's Eye Merkaba, then this is your reading today, all about what you may be missing, what you might not be seeing. So you have a lot of cards compared to all of the other groups here. And I'm going to put them out and let's have a look at where we're going. So your the driving force of what we're looking at here for you is love and forgiveness, okay? So we've got these very opposing energies working for you in your life. Now, this could be starting something new. This could be on new psychic development. You know, it could be emotional development, and it feels quite strongly around the emotions for you, but it could have this link to psychic senses as well. I feel like you are somebody who has been working on something. This could be related to family. This could be, you know, in the workplace, a relationship with somebody. That's what we're looking at here. This forgiveness, this love. The forgiveness, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And then love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Now, I know you believe this statement, but I also know that this statement here is really challenging for you. And even though you want to move forward with this relationship that I'm looking at here, that we're looking at, I can see that your armor gets in the way. So the armor and the forgiveness is really, they're challenging, they're clashing at the moment. And, you know, even the knight wears armor. It could have come up as the Queen of Cups. It could have come up as the Page of Cups, and they don't wear the armor. So we've got 2 versions of armor on you at the moment, pile number 4. You also have Tiger's Eye, which, you know, can be very much about the solar plexus and self-esteem and things like that. So perhaps your self-esteem is challenged by this relationship that you are in, because you want to forgive this person. However, they make it either difficult because, you know, there's some sort of challenging aspect, or perhaps you're frightened that by forgiving this person, it means that you're not going to value yourself enough. You're not going to love yourself enough. When, you know, from the outside, if you were talking to somebody else about this, you would know that that's not the case. However, when it's our own feelings and emotions, it makes it more difficult for us to get on that path of knowing that, you know, it's not a choice. We're not making the choice to either love them more and ourselves less. That's not what we're doing here. But maybe it feels like that for you. So interesting things going on in your reading so far. And I have the moon as at the bottom of the deck energy. So I'm going to place her in here. I don't know why, but she's going to sit in there for now. For pile number 4, you're being very challenged around some relationship that's really taking you to the brink. Now, like I said, it can be anyone. It can be a work relationship, a family relationship, an intimate relationship, and you are constantly going into, yes, I'm going to fix this. No, I'm not going to fix it, because the challenge keeps coming up. This armor keeps coming up. This inability to move through the love and learn the lesson. The Two of Pentacles here is, talking about you tossing up, whether, like I said before, whether you put yourself first or whether you put them first. And I feel like this is the thing that is getting in your way and that is stopping you. And the reason why I think this is getting in your way is because you're seeing it as either or. So it's either that you give in to them, and that's what you call forgiveness, or that you look out for yourself, and then that means you can't forgive them. These are polar opposites, rather than being, they are one and the same thing. I can love myself and I can forgive this person so that I can move on. Okay? So now all this sort of the energy that we've got down the bottom, and I know that I've got lots of cards that I haven't talked about. So we have mindful wisdom, create inner harmony, and that is, that's the key here. That is the thing that's the reason why you need to do this, because this is the thing that creates the harmony within you, is when you forgive, when you love yourself enough, or more than enough, to move on for your reasons, because you create an inner harmony. Now, my whole head is spinning while I'm saying this, so I know this is the challenging part. Creating inner harmony is why you want to forgive, why you need to forgive, and why it's important for you on a spiritual lesson, on your path, whatever. And I know that you are oscillating from forgive, not forgive, because it hurts a lot. But the moon is also here, and the moon is reversed, because you're not allowing yourself to see the finer points. And I feel like this is one of the big things that you're blocking, or that you're missing. That there are times when you see it black and white. We've got two dogs here, and they're both on opposite ends of this card. And there's this big gulf of water in between, which are the emotions. And then there's the moon there, which is highlighting some things that you're not seeing. But perhaps your own emotions, your own hurt is so far beyond at the moment where you feel like you can, traverse that gap, that the only thing that comes up is the armor. So every time you get ready to forgive, it's just, you can't do it. You feel like you can, and then you can't do it. I feel like what this lesson is for you, because we've got the Hierophant here, is it's a desire to change. You're bringing in this new life, and you're bringing in new meaning into your life by going through this very, very dark and uncomfortable aspect of your own soul. So if you were looking at this life, the life you're in, and you were watching it from somebody else's perspective, like you were watching it in a movie, movie theatre, you'd be saying, can't you see what's happening here? You're stopping your own progress, because this is a big thing for you. You, as in you talking to the protagonist of the movie, because you could see it. But when it's you, it's very clouded. It's very unclear, because this is about your self-esteem. And giving in and forgiving, you see how I said giving in, forgiving feels like you're giving in. So that's the thing that you're not seeing, pile number 4. The King of Wands here, there feels like there's probably very stubborn energy, and perhaps the person that that you need to forgive is really stubborn. Perhaps they're not helping this process at all. Perhaps you feel very clear. Perhaps the roles are reversed. I don't know. Again, my head is spinning. But there is something for you to learn from. Doesn't matter who is where in regards to this situation, whether this is you being stubborn, which is or them, whether they think that they know what's going on, because both of you are probably taking on both of these roles. You're probably seeing each other in the reverse role. And it's interesting that I'm saying that because they're on top of each other. So it feels almost like they're interchangeable. There might be some moments when you're very clear and you can see how stubborn they're being. And then there might be the reverse of that. But again, my head is it's like I'm swimming in stuff here. So I understand that this oscillation for you, this belief that you know you want to forgive this person, but you don't know how, right? That's the crux of this. You don't see how to get beyond what it is that keeps coming up for you. This dark night of the soul, this awakened spirit within you, it feels so very uncomfortable to move into the Knight of Cups, to allow your emotions, to want to settle them, to want to settle this for once and for all. Now here we have the Ace of Pentacles and it's in the reverse. But when I see this card, it feels to me more like I need to trust Spirit because the roots are going up. And so instead of me reading this as a reverse card, as in it may have, not a negative connotation, but not the positive one that the Ace of Pentacles has. It feels like it's like you really, really value whatever I'm talking about. But you also know that you don't want to give in. Then the give in part is huge for you, okay? But this Ace of Pentacles, which I feel is talking about you stopping the growth almost, but also knowing that you need Spirit's help. This is where you need to get to so that you can let it go, so you can move beyond it. You need help with this thing. And so perhaps for a lot of you, this could be asking for that spiritual help, asking your guides to help you, to guide you, to show you the way, to teach you how to forgive this person, how to move on from this relationship that feels very stuck and very stagnant. Now, I have one more card for you, pile number 4, and this is One Ring Circus. And this card is about you knowing that everything that is happening to you in your life is actually happening for you. But it's also that everything that's happening to you in your life or for you, this idea of not my circus, not my monkeys, which is when you know that even though this thing's showing up, even though you're feeling this pull that, it doesn't feel very good to be going through this, and you may have done it lots and lots of times, not all of it is for you. Some of it is for you. Some of it is for you to learn from and to move beyond. But there's also part of it that is for the other person that you're working with. And sometimes when we understand that, it's like we can give part of it away when maybe you're being challenged and you're thinking that all of it is yours to deal with, in the way that you feel. And again, my head is spinning and I feel like that's too much. And I want you to know that the part that is yours is the part where you learn to love yourself enough so that you know that you can forgive this person and move on. You can't control their circus. Their circus is theirs, and you're the One Ring Circus for you. So you can only control the aspects that you have direct control over, and that is forgiving and loving and being open to the solution showing up. So I hope this has helped you, pile number 4. I think there's messages in here for me as well. If you've made it all the way to the end, please give this reading a thumbs up. Thanks for being here and hope to see you soon. Bye for now.